My beloved child, do you not see that the power of my Spirit has not diminished? Do you not know that the miracles of old are still within your grasp? Long ago, my son Jesus revealed this to his disciples. A father, broken and desperate, came to them seeking healing for his child tormented by darkness. The disciples had seen my power work through them before. They had cast out demons and healed the sick. But on this day, they failed. Troubled and confused, they turned to my son, asking, "Why could we not do this?" And Jesus answered, "Because of your unbelief. My child, let these words stir your spirit. It was not my will that hindered them, but their lack of faith. It was not my power that faltered, but their trust in it. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. My power has not diminished, and my love for you has not changed. Yet, in your world today, the belief in my divine healing has grown faint, like a flickering candle struggling against the winds of doubt. Some have convinced themselves that miracles were only for the early days of my church, that they were needed only to establish my truth. But I ask you, has my truth changed? Has my love for you grown weaker with time? No, my child, it has not. Others say that my church has drifted, her heart entangled in the ways of the world, and because of this, my spirit cannot move freely among her. Both answers hold a measure of truth. Yet, I tell you, my power is still here, waiting to be called upon. It is not I who have changed, but my people who have forgotten how to believe with the simplicity of a child. You look at the mountains before you, sickness, fear, broken relationships, and despair, and you think they cannot be moved. But I tell you, if you have faith, even as small as a mustard seed, you will speak to these mountains, and they will obey. Do not let the world convince you that miracles are a thing of the past. My Spirit longs to move within you, to heal, to restore, to make whole what is broken. But I need your faith, no matter how small it may seem. Draw near to me, beloved, and let your heart be renewed. Do not let unbelief rob you of the blessings I have prepared for you. The power that raised Jesus from the grave is alive and present, ready to work in your life. Trust me. Call upon my name, and let your faith rise. The church may falter, but I will never fail. My love for you is eternal, and my power knows no bounds. Step into the light of belief and watch as I move the mountains in your life. My promises are true, and my healing is here for you. I see your questions, your longing to understand the mysteries of my power and presence. I hear the whispers of doubt in the hearts of many, wondering why miracles seem distant and why the gifts of healing appear absent. I tell you, my child, the answer is not hidden from you. It is written in my word and inscribed in eternity. It was never my will to withdraw the gifts of healing or the miracles that declare my glory. My promises are eternal, and my word stands unshaken through all generations. When I sent my son Jesus to walk among you, he revealed my heart, a heart of compassion, healing, and restoration. Before his ascension, he gave a commission to his followers. Go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. These signs shall follow them that believe. In my name they shall cast out devils. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. My promise was not for a fleeting moment or a single generation. It was for all who would believe, for all who would walk in faith and obedience. Yet, over time, the flame of belief has grown dim in many hearts. My church, meant to be a vessel of my Spirit, has often turned her gaze toward the world, seeking comfort and approval in earthly things. In doing so, she has neglected the power that flows from living in communion with me. Do not mistake my silence for absence. My power has not waned. It remains as vibrant and boundless as it was in the days of the early church. The gifts of my Spirit, healing, miracles, and wonders, are still available to those who walk by faith and surrender fully to my will. The question is not whether I have withheld these gifts, but whether my people have forgotten how to seek them. What does my word say? Have I ever declared that my miracles would cease? Did I ever decree that healing was only for the apostles' time? No, my child. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. If my people would return to me with undivided hearts, if they would live in the fullness of my Spirit, you would see my power manifest again in ways that would leave no doubt of my presence. I am calling my church back to a life of faith that is not content with mere words but reaches into the unseen realm and brings heaven to earth. A faith that believes in my promises, trusts in my power, and refuses to let doubt take root. Do not let the world convince you that miracles are a thing of the past. The same Spirit who raised my Son from the dead is alive within you. If you will believe, if you will consecrate yourself to me and walk in step with my Spirit, you will see my glory revealed. The gifts of healing, the miracles of old, they are not gone. They are waiting for you to step into the fullness of faith and claim them in my name. Return to me, my child, and let your heart be renewed. The time for miracles is not over. It is only beginning. Trust in me, and you will see my power made perfect in your faith. You wonder if my power is still active in your world, if miracles are meant only for the days of old. Let me tell you the truth. I am the God of yesterday, today, and forever. My power is limitless, and my hand has never ceased to move. From the beginning of time, I have revealed my glory through miracles. Think of Abraham, who saw my promise fulfilled beyond his years. Recall Moses, who led my people through the Red Sea on dry ground, guided by my power. In the wilderness, I sustained my children with manna from heaven and water from the rock. Under Joshua, the walls of Jericho fell, not by might but by faith in me. Through Samuel, David, and the prophets, I worked wonders to show my love and deliverance. For over 1,000 years, I performed miracles as a testament of my presence among my people. Do you see, my child? Miracles have never been a fleeting act of necessity. They are a manifestation of my love, my power, and my covenant with you. Some say that miracles were more needed in the early days of my church, to establish the gospel and combat the powers of darkness. But I ask you, is the power of evil any less today? Does the world no longer need to see my glory? Even now, in places where darkness seems unyielding, my Spirit moves mightily. Did I not work miracles in Ephesus, where handkerchiefs touched by Paul brought healing and deliverance? The heathen then were no different from the lost souls in your world today. Do you think I care less for them now than I did then? No, my heart still beats for every soul, longing to bring them into my light. James gave my church a clear command. Is any among you sick? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer of faith shall save the sick, and the Lord shall raise him up. My word does not place a limit on time or circumstance. These promises are as true today as when they were first spoken. The measure of miracles is not determined by me withholding my power, but by the faith of my people. If my church would return to a life of prayer, consecration, and unwavering trust in me, the miracles of old would spring forth anew. My spirit is as ready to move now as it was in the days of the apostles. My child, do not let the world convince you that I have grown silent. My power is waiting to be revealed through hearts full of faith and hands lifted in prayer. Believe in me, and you will see wonders that testify to my love and glory. Trust in my promises, for they are eternal. Miracles have not ceased. They are waiting for you to believe. Your Father calling you back to a place of unshakable faith and communion with me. The days in which you live are heavy with doubt, confusion, and fear. Even among those who claim my name, unbelief has crept in like a shadow, robbing hearts of joy, peace, and the power of my spirit. My child, I want to remind you of my truth, awaken your spirit, and call you into a deeper walk with me. Look around you, my child. See the state of the world. Do you not feel the heaviness that rests upon it? Nations once known for their faith in me, now groan under the weight of ignorance and unbelief. Even in my church, doubt has taken root. Many of my people live with weakened faith, unsure of my promises and my presence. They go through the motions of worship, but lack the fire that once burned bright in their hearts. My child, this is not the life I have called you to live. I did not give my Son Jesus to redeem you so that you might live in defeat and doubt. I gave him to restore you to me, to fill you with my Spirit, and to empower you to walk in victory. Yet, how often do you forget that I am with you? How often do you let the world's distractions and fears dim the light of your faith? I am the God who walked with Abraham, Moses, and Joshua. I am the one who performed mighty miracles in Egypt, split the Red Sea, and brought my people into the Promised Land. I am the God who sent fire from heaven for Elijah, closed the mouths of lions for Daniel, and restored sight to the blind through my Son. Do you think I have changed? Do you believe my power is no longer at work? No, my beloved, I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. My power has not diminished, nor has my desire to work through you. But I tell you this, unbelief has silenced my miracles in your midst. My spirit longs to move, but doubt and the love of the world have grieved him. My church has grown comfortable in the ways of the flesh, and the fire of faith has grown faint. Do you not see that my miracles were never meant to be limited to the early days of the church? I am not a God who abandons his people or withdraws his promises. The same power that worked through the apostles is available to you today. Yet, faith is the key that unlocks my power. Without faith, even the greatest of my promises will remain unseen. I have given you my word as a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. It is filled with warnings against unbelief. Again and again, I call you to trust in me, to cast aside every distraction that pulls you away from my presence. My child, do not let the spirit of the world take the upper hand in your heart. The more you seek the approval of the world, the weaker your faith will become. Faith is not something you can muster on your own. It is born in the place of surrender, when you choose to fix your eyes not on what is seen but on the invisible, eternal truths of my kingdom. Faith grows when you dwell in my presence, meditate on my word, and trust in my promises even when circumstances seem impossible. My child, I want to awaken your faith today. I want you to know that I am still the God who heals, delivers, and restores. If you would turn your heart fully to me, if you would cast aside your doubts and seek me with all your being, you would see my power manifest in your life. You would witness miracles, not for their own sake, but as a testimony of my love and glory. I do not perform miracles to entertain or to prove myself. I do them because I am a God of compassion and because I desire my people to know that I am with them. Think of my Son, Jesus. How often did he heal the sick, cast out demons, and raise the dead? He did these things because he was moved with love for those who were suffering. And he declared, "The works that I do, you will do also, and greater works than these you will do, because I go to the Father." My child, this promise is for you. It is for my church today, not just for those who walked with me in the past. But my church must return to me with undivided hearts. You must reject the lies of the enemy that tell you my power is no longer at work. You must turn away from the distractions of the world and live by faith in the unseen. The time is now, my beloved. I am calling my people to rise up in faith, to seek me with all their hearts, and to walk in the fullness of my Spirit. The world needs to see my power and my love through you. They need to know that I am still a God who saves, heals, and restores. Let your faith be stirred, my child. Do not settle for a life of mediocrity when I have called you to walk in the miraculous. Trust in me, and I will show you great and mighty things you have not known. The Spirit is willing, my power is available, and my love for you is everlasting. Believe in me, and let your faith move mountains. The world is watching, and I am waiting to reveal my glory through you. Trust me, and you will see that I am the same God who has always been faithful, and I will always be with you. The times may change, but I, your God, remain unchanging. My power, my promises, and my love for you are as constant as the heavens I created. Yet, I see the weariness in your heart. You wonder why my works seem distant, why miracles are spoken of more in history than in the present. Let me tell you, my child, it is not because I have withdrawn my power. It is because of unbelief that my promises have not been fully embraced. In the days of my Son's earthly ministry, the blind saw, the lame walked, and the sick were healed. Why? Because they believed. They reached out to touch the hem of his garment, not doubting that power would flow to them. Do you not see? My power was always present. It was their faith that drew it forth. The same is true today. My promises are alive, and my Spirit is active, yet it is faith that unlocks the treasures of heaven. My child, throughout the early years of my church, faith burned brightly. The apostles walked in my Spirit, proclaiming my truth and healing in my name. Even as persecution raged, their faith remained steadfast, and my power was evident. But as the centuries passed, the fire of faith began to wane. The distractions of the world crept in, and my people forgot the depth of my promises. Healing by faith, which once was abundant, grew scarce. Not because I changed, but because unbelief grew. I ask you now, my beloved, do you believe in my promises? Do you trust that I am the God who heals both soul and body? My salvation is not incomplete. It encompasses every part of you. I desire to cleanse your soul and to restore your body, for my love for you is whole and undivided. Yet, my child, the key lies in your faith. Without faith, even my greatest gifts remain unopened. Do you remember my words to the father who sought healing for his son? He cried out, "Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief." And I answered his cry, healing his son and strengthening his faith. My child, I am ready to answer your cries as well. Bring me your doubts, your fears, and your uncertainties, and I will replace them with faith, peace, and assurance. Sanctification and healing walk hand in hand. The more you surrender your heart to my Spirit, allowing Him to purify your soul, the more you will see my power at work in every area of your life. When you live in the fullness of my Spirit, miracles will no longer seem distant. They will become a natural expression of my presence within you. This is not a promise for the past alone. It is for you, here and now. Oh, my beloved, how I long for my church to rise in faith once again. If my people would humble themselves, seek my face, and trust in my promises, you would see my Spirit move as in the days of old. The miracles you read about in Scripture are not relics of a bygone era. They are the fruit of faith that is still available to you. My power is unchanged, and my love for you is as fierce as it has ever been. The world around you groans under the weight of sin, sickness, and despair. Do you not see how desperately it needs the light of my Spirit and the evidence of my power? When my people walk in faith, living testimonies of my love and redemption, the world cannot help but take notice. Through you, my child, I want to show the world what my salvation truly means. So I ask you now, will you believe? Will you step beyond the boundaries of doubt and into the vast expanse of my promises? Will you allow my Spirit to sanctify your heart, renew your mind, and empower your life? The choice is yours, my beloved, but I assure you of this: I am ready. My Spirit is waiting, and my power is available. Do not think that my gifts are for the extraordinary few. They are for every child of mine who lives by faith. My promises are not reserved for an elite group. They are for you, right where you are. Whether your faith feels strong or weak, bring it to me, and I will multiply it. Even faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains when placed in my hands. My child, I see the struggles you face. I know the burdens you carry, and I feel the weight of the questions in your heart. But I want you to know this: I am with you. I have never left your side, and I never will. My power is not distant. It is near, as close as your next breath. If you would only reach out in faith, you would see that I am still the God of miracles. I do not promise a life free from challenges, but I do promise my presence, my power, and my peace. Trust in me, and I will walk with you through every valley, every storm, and every trial. And as you trust, you will see my Spirit move in ways that will leave you in awe. The time is now, my beloved. Do not let unbelief hold you back any longer. Step into the fullness of my promises, and let your life become a beacon of my love and power. The world is watching, and I am ready to reveal my glory through you. Trust me, believe in me, and watch as my Spirit transforms your life and the lives of those around you. I am the God who heals, restores, and redeems. I am your Father, and I love you with an everlasting love. Come to me in faith, and I will do more than you can imagine. The miracles of old are not finished. They are waiting to unfold in your life. Believe, my child, and let my power be made perfect in you. Amen.